Trey, this is a walkthrough of the financial platform that I've built into Salesforce. I thought I'd start with the premise of it. We're looking at two different, what I call objects. We're going to be looking at the post audit as a dedicated object, and we're going to be looking at the client invoice, the invoice that I would send to a client, as another dedicated object. So what happens is we get a post audit from home office. We create the post audit record in Salesforce that post audit record will sit in. Then once I have all the post audits, if it's more than one or if it's just one, I will create an invoice for the post audits. That invoice is not created currently in Salesforce. Ultimately it will be, but for the time being, once I create the invoice, I then add that as an invoice record into Salesforce. You'll see how quickly that goes. And then the invoice fields on each associated post audit record in Salesforce are automatically populated. So that's the flow. And what that looks like is if we go into Salesforce, I'm going to start from the beginning, and I'm going to go to an account. So we'll go to bulky plastic surgery. Now, one of the first things that you'll see on the account record is I've created a financial summary section, which is giving me aggregated numbers across all the post audits relevant to this particular account. I've got total spends, total savings, and I've got it broken down in terms of just total savings by category. So we see very quickly that this account, I've got total spend so far across all the post audits associated with this company, 88,000. Total savings against the 8,000 is 38. The percentage is calculated, and then I've broken it down by the individual categories, and these numbers are pulled in from the post audits. You can see the post audits just going to my related tab. And what you'll see is here's a listing of all the post audits. So if I go to a view, here are all my post audits for the time period, what duration it is, when it was created, what cost category, because each of these is an individual post audit, and then just other information. To create a new post audit, quickly show what that record looks like. So currently this is manually filled in. This will be automatically filled in based on a flow. And then, so time period is defaulting format wise to be, let's say 2024 Q1 or I'll make this Q2. What's the duration? It's quarterly. And when did I receive it? So let's say I received this today. What category is this going to be? So let's say this one's waste. Then these are the numbers that are pulled from the post audit. So I would typically have the post audit opened up on another screen, and I just grab the numbers. The percentage is automatically calculated, and I hit save, and a new post audit record is created. You'll notice down here there's a field that says the customer invoice. So when I initially create a post audit, I might not have the invoice created yet because I'm waiting on other post audits to come in. So I'll leave this blank for the time being. We'll talk about that momentarily. So when we cancel out of that, so I'm back to my post audit report, and this is just for bulky plastic surgery. So these are all the different post audit reports that are associated with bulky plastic surgery, and I can just go back to the account record. And again, here's my post audits, and then here are the invoices. So each invoice, once I create an invoice, each post audit will have an invoice. If I want to look at a report of either invoices, post audits, whatever, let's start with the post audits. So here's a report on the post audit records. And right now, these are summarized by customer invoice. So each of these invoices showing the post audits that are associated with that one invoice. So this might be a handy way to look at it. However, maybe you want to look at all your post audits by category. So what we do is I'll just make that summary field a detail field, and now I'm going to make the category field the group field. And I now have, using the exact same report, I now have a different question being answered without having to create another dedicated report. So there's a lot of versatility in terms of how we can use the data. Within this report, I can click into any post audit, and if I click into that post audit, it's now creating a story, if you will. And then off of that story, I can also look at the invoice that that post audit is sitting on. And within the record, I can look at the actual post audit record right from here. And I haven't put it in yet, but in a case where I'll look at a post audit from an earlier date. So if I go to this invoice, what I have associated with every record are two things. I've got the invoice, and I also have the check. So everything is sitting in one place. That's pretty much the system. I hope this was helpful. Thanks.